That's something that I'm huge on. Like I'm constantly studying what other people are doing.
This is my coach.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I watched film. You know, I just sat there, watched film with Conor McGregor, and just did his footwork, did his footwork, did his footwork. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm looking to sign with an agency. I'm like, okay, who do I want to sign with? Get a call from Paradigm. That's who manages Conor. You know, and I seen that long-term vision. But to speak back on that, looking at other people is always good, and seeing how you can add it to yourself. You just have to be careful that your maximum potential is going to come from your creativeness and your discipline.
I like that.
So while I learned from Habib, I learned from Conor, I learned from Volkanovski, I learned from all these guys. But guess what? At the end of the day, there's only one version of myself, and that's Richie Lewis. So
That relates you might not realize this, but that relates so closely to trading. It's actually fucking crazy because you could buy all the courses in the world, right? You could buy all these strategies, all these different things, but everyone knows this. Everyone that's made money with trading, that's made money on the funded trader, they know that when push comes to shove, you have to get on the chart and you have to find a strategy that works for you, that mentally you can sit there and you can hold when it goes up and down, and that you're the creator of whatever system that you're using.
that's something I just learned with the protocols. It's way different to trade in a prop firm than it is to trade in the regular market.
Yeah.
The different strategies.
Yeah.
You can make a shit ton of money in the regular market, but if you can't follow the protocols and the timelines correctly on the prop firm, you're not going to make money with the same exact strategy that's proven to make money.
Yeah. So tell me, obviously in wrestling or in general in MMA now, you're trying to find an edge, right, with your opponents. Or are you, right? Is that something that you're focused on in terms of like, are you studying the film and you're like, this is a weakness, and this is how I'm going to have an edge, right? Or is it just, I'm going to show up, be the best version of myself and like get it done?
No, I'm the best. I'm the best in the world currently sitting here right now. And I'm just expressing it into reality. Those are minor details. My everyday work is that. And honestly, I didn't do media. I didn't, put myself out there. I just kind of did my regular things because I wanted my talent to catch up to when I tell my story. I always knew I was going to be the best in the world, but I had to put my time in. I spent 3 years in New York City training with John Danaher, training with Gordon Ryan, traveled all over to AKA, wrestled with Habib, trained with Javier Mendez, been coming down here since I was 16, 17. It's always been that way, but when you know, you know.
Yep. So let's talk about a little bit of like trials and tribulations that you went through kind of in your journey. So at Rutgers, what was it, your final year that you went to the World Championships and ended up winning?
Yep, my final year. I went my senior year. Like I said, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap. I never told the story before. I was 20 years old and I was at Iowa Central and I wasn't tapped in, and I tried DMT, bro. And I went on a wild trip and I came back, and that's when my whole life changed.
Really?
Yeah, and then right after that, I got really fucking good. I went from being like, getting recruited to a couple decent schools, Division I scholarship, to where then I showed out that year, full scholarship to Rutgers, top in the country, world championship 2 years after, started fighting, got agency over my life. I kind of like...
Do you feel like the DMT helped you to kind of get more connected to your... They say you see stuff like your relatives and like all these things, right? When you're taking DMT, all these like deep underlining connections in your life. Like, how do you feel like it really helped you to get more focused and like more locked in?
So I won't get into everything, but I'll get into the most important part is that I saw time and space differently. So we view time and space linearly, and I was able to view it all at once. And then that's where the manifestation comes in, because I realized that to God, or to however you want to call it, it's all happening everywhere all at once. But in the 3D world that we live in and material world that we live in, it happens linearly. But if you're able to tap into that, that's when I learned what real manifestation is. It also gave me a perspective where there was no such thing as emotion, no happiness, no lust, no greed, no anger. So I was able to see the perspective of my mom, the perspective of those close to me. And I'm like, wow, this is how these people do for me. This is how they care about me. This is how I act. I realized I don't have control over other people. I only have control over myself. And that's when I was able to take agency over my life, you know?
So that is such an important thing that you said, because I think a lot of people go through the day and they're not connected to the source, right? So they're just going through the day and they're just like, this part of the day sucked and this part of the day is this and this part of the day is that. But for you, you're always just like, at this present moment, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, like I'm connected to my higher power, right? And it's just you like a force moving through the day, as opposed to just like, oh, I'm just a human on this earth.
Correct. And being able to, you know, I know you have a lot of meetings every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 trainings a day, you know, meetings. I'm opening up my school. I have a girlfriend. I have my family. I have people that want to talk to me. I could be on a phone call. Okay, I got 5 minutes. The phone call could go good. The phone call could go bad. For 5 minutes, I'm inside of this phone call. The second that I put it down, I'm on to my next mission. And I'm able to completely turn that off and completely...
That's the mindset of champions.
You completely dive back into
Yeah.
that next moment.